Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to TMZ, and look who you get for Friday. Finally, I'm back. I'm so excited to have all of you in my ear again. It's been a while. It has been a long while. I hope you're excited, because I certainly am. How are we doing, guys? I want to know, how are we doing? It's been so long since I've interacted with the stream. Yes, it is in fact me. A dream come true. Brandon's my favorite guy here, guys. We all need Brandon's energy.
It is a dream come true.
It is a dream come true. It is in fact a dream come true. For me as well, guys. It is a dream to be here. To have the honor of being here. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another Friday. It is Friday, so there's a lot to celebrate because the weekend is upon us. We are super excited. Doing good, Brandon. I hope you're doing well as well. It has been a while. Alan, I did not take yesterday off. I was just not in the office when the live stream started. I've been running around a lot, making sure that Harvey's assets are all situated for his return in a couple of days from his vacation. Brandon, it's a good question. You don't know if it's Anakin or Aiden. We don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say it's Anakin, but you draw your own conclusions. For those of you who know me. Good morning to you guys. Judy, good morning. Last week, Brandon, I was in Spain, actually. I was in Madrid. It was a great time. I'm not going to get too into what I was doing there because that's none of your guys' business. But it was a good time.
That was aggressive. That was unnecessarily aggressive.
No.
I kindly asked you something.
They asked me where I was. Business. No. Brandon, you asked me where I was, and I told him I was in Madrid.
All right, so he asked a question. You answered it.
I answered it.
And that's what
I said I'm not going to get.
the aggression on top of it. Like, I'm not telling you anything.
Charles thinks he's untouchable this week because A, Harvey isn't here, and B, the Knicks have won Game 4. So he feels almost invincible. It's a feeling that Lakers fans know very well. Unfortunately, Charles doesn't have so much experience with that feeling of being up in a final.
You have to do the Luka troll thing.
What Luka troll?
Be yourself.
I'm being myself. Yes. Well, damn. Tracy, I disagree. I don't think everything is your business. But speaking of business, there's a lot of things on the website that I think we can be discussing. And I'm interested to know what you guys are most interested in for today. What headlines are most interesting to you guys? I mean, I'm also willing to talk about the World Cup. It has officially started as of yesterday. And I can speak a lot on that. I see Simon saying Canada, Bosnia in today's game. That's correct. Canada and Bosnia will be duking it out. Oh, someone was born in Bosnia. Tracy, no, you will not be picking my lunch. We have lunch today in the office, luckily, so there will be no picking. But, well, I guess you guys can pick between salmon and tuna. I don't mind one way or the other, so well, we can figure that one out. Elon Musk being a trillionaire. We got some Go Canadas in the chat. I'm not going to say Go Canada because I'm not a Canada fan, but I do think Canada is probably the strongest team in that group. I think they have a very good chance of coming out number one in their group. Depends on how you open the World Cup. Very important how you open the World Cup. See. Mary, I have certainly enjoyed. It's one of my favorite things about Harvey being out is when I don't have to worry about his lunches. It's like I can breathe. It's nice. It's a very good feeling. Ah, Brandon, that's a good point. So, I mean, Ariana Grande, if you guys don't know, asked the White House to stop using her music for their propaganda ads. Um, it's an interesting question, right? In fact, I'm going to pose that question to you guys. Do you think an artist should have absolute control of how people utilize their music? And if so, how can they control it? I think that's a very good question because once you put it out into the world, technically, especially if it's music, anyone can listen to it. And with social media, almost anyone can utilize it in a multitude of different ways. So do we go cold turkey and say, no, you can't use it without absolute permission? Or do we say anyone can use any music that's available to them on social media for any purpose whatsoever? In the meantime, Team Canada, because I'm Canadian. Mary, yes, I figure that's a good, yeah, that makes sense. You would be Team Canada if you're Canadian. Well, Scotty, I'm going to defend myself against you. I'm saying it's propaganda because by definition, propaganda is some form of a political advertisement. At least that's the way I understand it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you're making a political advertisement, I see that as propaganda. Clara, what do I do when Harvey's on vacation? I try to be as useful as I can, but most of the time I'm twiddling my thumbs. And Charles can probably speak to that. Yeah, I just...
World-class twiddler.
Alex, who do I think the last 4 teams in the World Cup will be? It's a great question. I think the semifinals, I would not be shocked if the semifinals feature France versus Spain on one side and England versus Portugal on the other side. I hope Argentina is in there, but as a realist, I can't say that is likely. Of course, I will always hope Team Argentina for me all the way. So, but my objective opinion would be that we should expect to see those 4 teams, as I think those are the 4 strongest teams. What else we got? Anyone have an answer to the question I posed, guys? I think it's a very good question. I think it's a very good question.
Legally speaking, it was a horrible question.
Well, we don't talk about legal. Do you want to get Derek over here? Is that what you want?
No,
Maybe
I
we should
definitely
get
don't.
Derek out so we
But
can talk about.
You can't.
And then ruin the fun of the whole
You
conversation.
can't
He's
just.
like, well, actually.
You can't just take an artist. You're like, well, we just let everybody use artists' music. No, you can't.
But in social
if that were
media,
the case, I would be playing some music right now.
But in social
why not?
media.
Why can't we?
Hold on. But
this
in
is
social media, you can use music without an artist's permission, correct? Like I've seen stories
technically
back
can
when I did use Instagram. I've seen people with stories using parts of songs. They're not asking for permission to use them.
They're not. But technically, if the publisher of that music, whoever owns the publishing, they could go around. You're right that it's so widespread they can't police everything.
Sure.
But if they came across a social media post that they disagreed with they would probably reach out. Now the difference is there's a songwriter who has rights, and then there's the publisher. And the way a lot of politicians get around it is they are paying a licensing fee to whomever the publisher is, BMI, ASCAP. But the artist, if they're the songwriter, they can shut that down.
Interesting.
So,
okay, well,
in other words,
there's an answer.
So the administration may have legally used Ariana's music, but once she says, I do not want you to use it, they kind of have to stop.
Okay. Interesting. But this isn't the first time this has happened with Ariana.
I don't want to ruin your fun, with facts.
You know what,
Sorry.
guys, whatever.
Yeah.
We're just going to cut the stream off right there. It's no fun when Charles enters the chat. No.
Right.
Him and all his technical
all the
stuff.
law
And knowing
shit like
everything
that.
about the law.
Right. kind of matters, but anyway. And I'm assuming that Ariana actually wrote that song.
Yeah.
So, therefore, songwriter has final say.
But haven't they used her music before? And she was like, stop? Or that was with a different artist? I remember them using it.
I don't know if they've used hers before. There's lots of artists.
Maybe it was Bad Bunny or something.
There are a lot of artists who've said, stop using my music. And I think they kind of do it as a troll. So.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of what the White House does nowadays is to troll.
So now Babcock feels like you're trolling him.
Well, I say that with utmost neutrality because everyone knows that to be true.
Hear this guy with his neutrality.
Neutrality.
Okay,
I say
sure.
that neutrally.
They had plans.
All right, what else? What else we got going on, guys? I did see that Taylor Swift was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and I think it's interesting that Spielberg was the one to do it because I think Spielberg's the best director of all time. He's the best. But why? Why Spielberg? Like, he has nothing to do with music, you know? There is an answer, which will be coming later on in the show. Is that right, Charles? There is an answer, so stay tuned. What are the topics for today? We're going to be talking about Jeff Metcalf is going to be one of them, which I don't know if you guys know about that. That's a tough topic to discuss. A lot to unpack there, which Charles will be doing for us in a moment. And then we're also going to be talking Nancy Guthrie and the burial sites that were found. Doesn't seem like they found her body or any of her remains, but it seems like she is starting to enter the headlines once again. For better or for worse, who knows? Maybe this is an attempt to stoke that fire once again. And then we're also going to be talking about, what else are we going to be talking about?
Oh, lots of
Yeah, I mean Nick Reiner, right? Is going to be we're going to be talking Nick Reiner. Yeah. Yep. He's going to be getting trust fund money. Yep. Which I know was something that was already brewing earlier on in the week. Friday is like the season finale a lot of times for our bigger stories.
week.
What? Yeah. We have a lot of seasons. The grave in Mexico. That's right. They found graves in Mexico. Nancy wasn't in any of them, guys. Just so you know, Nancy was not found. But maybe this is a way that we can start that investigation going again, because as we know, and as the FBI has even told us, a lot of times, if you're not able to find a missing person within a month's window, then the case usually goes cold, and it won't be until some random thing happens much further down the line that the investigation will be reignited. So hopefully this is an attempt to reignite that investigation so that we can finally find out what exactly happened with Nancy Guthrie and provide the Guthries with some closure. Do I think, Brandon, that's a good question. I don't know. Celebrity Row is not as much of a thing in San Antonio as you can imagine than it is in New York. But I do remember, I think, when the Heat and the Spurs played against each other, I think Jay-Z and Beyonce showed up to a final between the two. It might have been in like 2014 or 2013, if I remember correctly. So I'm sure celebrities might be pulling up to Game 5 in San Antonio tomorrow. But as we know, Celebrity Row in New York is just a different thing. It's just a different ball game. Like, you have the regulars. I don't know if anyone's going to be following the Knicks into San Antonio. It could be. We could see, I don't know, we could see too. I imagine Timothée Chalamet would do it because he's all in, and I don't think he would miss the chance to miss the Knicks probably closing out the series tomorrow and winning their first title in, God, it's been at least 40 years since they've won a title. It's a long time. What else we got, guys? Anyone watching the World Cup seriously? Like anyone taking the World Cup seriously here? Is no one really into soccer in this chat? I mean, this is the perfect opportunity for you guys to be getting into it. It's the World Cup. It's here. It's now. Great plug for Disclosure Day. Thanks, Antonio. Yes, I was hired specifically for this moment to plug Disclosure Day. Go watch it in theaters. It's been released today. You know, Brandon, that's a good point. I do think in recent years, basically ever since Jack Nicholson stopped going to Lakers games, I think the Knicks have had a better celebrity row than the Lakers have. I don't know. It's just the celebrity presence has felt louder in the Knicks stadium much more, in MSG, much more in recent years than the Lakers stadium has. I mean, the Lakers were in the playoffs. They were the 4th seed. There's a lot of excitement going on, but I don't remember seeing a lot of celebrities present in games 1 and 2 when we were playing against the Rockets. At least not as much as I was seeing at the Knicks in the finals. So I objectively speaking, I'm going to say the Knicks celebrity row is beating the Lakers in recent years, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Why are you even bringing that up? Like it's.
Well, it was a comment. It was a comment from.
Why is it even a conversation?
It was a comment from Brandon.
By the way, even when the Knicks sucked, our celebrity row was better.
No, that's not true at all. We would get DiCaprio, we would get Olivia Rodrigo, we would get Jack Nicholson when he would go all the time. He hasn't been there in a while. Makes me sad.
Why do you think he hasn't been there?
I don't know if he's doing well. I hope he's doing well.
The team isn't doing well.
The Lakers
My point
are doing,
is.
oh, the Lakers are doing fine.
My point is, even when I'm saying we're more loyal.
More loyal.
Knicks fans. More loyal.
I don't know.
Our celeb row was strong.
I don't know that you can make that argument.
When we had guys, I can't even pronounce their names now, that were the stars of the team. When we drafted every mid-European player.
Oh, God.
In the doldrums of the.
Have you seen that video?
Where people are like trying
to. Who is Tingus Pingus? Why did we draft that guy?
A lot of
Little did he know, 5 years later.
Yeah, celebs were still coming in to the Garden.
Yeah, I mean, MSG is. I've been convinced. I think MSG is certainly the most famous arena in all of the United States.
As they say, the world's most famous arena.
Well, I don't know about the world's. I wouldn't go that far.
I'm sorry. I'm waiting for the one that's more famous.
Maracanã.
What?
Maracanã in Brazil.
Nope.
Yeah, 100%.
No one's heard of it.
Yeah, because you're American.
What about them?
You're very Amerocentric.
Oh, screw them. All right. Well, let's go. This guy is.
Are we getting in?
Halfway around.
Getting into it? What?
2 angry men?
What about? Yeah.
Sorry, we have to get going now because we have to make sure that we don't interrupt Harvey's busy schedule.
Well, I don't know if Harvey's doing 2 Angry Men in the end.
Yeah.
See, he doesn't tell me this stuff.
12:20.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well.
Oh, you got a new co-host?
Harvey got a new co-host?
No, Garagos did.
Oh.
Harvey's
yeah, that's
been
what I
fired.
thought. Oh, okay. Oh.
Got
My
it.
thing is. Okay. Well, fair enough. Let's get this party started.
Oh, all right.
Charles entering the chat. No.
What's up, everyone? That was a rude way to introduce myself into the chat today. Just couldn't listen to Anakin.
Take over, Charles. Go ahead.
Yammering without some rebuttal to his ridiculous statements.
No, we're gonna let Devin do A1. I'll call you for
All right. What's the name of this organization?
Something Nogales.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
Corazon.
You're
Buscando corazones.
Spanish,
Corre.
Devin.
He tried. He tried. You
I
commend him for trying.
I made it through Spanish 3 somehow.
Could you read it?
No.
Buscando corazones nogales.
Sí. Muy bien.
Yeah.
Mexico winning their first game of the World Cup also.
He's dated a lot of Latinas. So
Oh,
he's
right, Devin. What the?
He's got practice.
Wow.
I'm going to park myself over here.
I don't friend anyone on Duolingo. Katie's
You
giving
can
me
friend
crap.
people on Duolingo?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I'm focused
The
on my studies when I'm on
The
Duolingo.
only reason you would know that you can friend people on Duolingo is because you friended people on Duolingo.
No, Katie's asking me to. She's
it's-
mad that I've never friended her, but I don't friend anybody.
I can hear Katie laughing in the background. I had to take Spanish 1 and 2 online to pass the courses. Okay, good. Guys, knowing another language is very important.
Yes, I do. There are aware of reports regarding an anonymous tip related to Mexico. Welcome to TMZ Live. 4 months after Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, there is a new anonymous tip, one that has sparked a very active search for Nancy Guthrie's body. And the search is happening in Mexico because the organization that got this anonymous tip, which they describe as a chilling anonymous tip, that tip led them to start searching an area where they clearly, according to this tip, think that Nancy Guthrie's body may be located. So the organization is called Buscando Corazones Nogales. And Nogales is a town just over the border from Arizona. And this organization said clearly that they have some information that led them to start searching. What I find really interesting about what they have reported about their search is that they have already, in this area, they said, found dozens of grave sites. Now, they do not say that they have found anything that leads them to think they found Nancy Guthrie, but they are continuing to search through this area.
Yeah, so obviously it's a good time. I mean, especially for the Guthrie family. Like, if you're Savannah, it's good to know that, 4 months later, there are people that are still actively looking for her mother. The weird thing about this, so Pima County, who I don't know how much faith people have in the Pima County Sheriff's Department, they put out a statement yesterday saying that they are aware of this report, but that they have not been contacted by any Mexican authorities. So to me, I mean, I'm kind of looking at that as like they aren't at least publicly saying that they're looking at this as legit.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is we don't know the nature. This organization has not said anything more about the tip, where it came from, or the exact language that was used in this tip, and all that makes a difference.
This organization, so they
and this is a volunteer organization.
It's a volunteer organization. They specialize in finding missing people in Mexico. It is interesting because I know it was a huge working theory when she disappeared. Obviously, Tucson and where she disappeared from, very close to the Mexican border. There was a lot of theories that
she had been
taken to Mexico. So it is good that someone, like a volunteer effort down there, is still actively looking for, getting tips, which, I mean, it's been 4 months.
I think what would be fortifying, really, for the Guthrie family is that if the FBI were involved, or even the Pima County Sheriff's Department, but they didn't get this tip. But I would hope that the organization is sharing the information with the FBI, at least on this tip. And I think that's what people, at least in this country, will be really anxious to know, is what does the FBI, and we've reached out trying to find out if they are involved in any way in this search. At this point, we do not believe so, that the FBI
and based
is involved.
on Pima County's statement, they're definitely not involved.
Pima County is not. And when they say they're aware, I don't know if that means they just read the report,
Well,
or
I
if they've
think
actually been in communication with.
Usually what happens is when the report goes out, all these reporters who have been working on the story then reach out to Pima to try to get more
Right.
information. So they clearly got inundated with that, which is why they had to release a public statement.
Right. So, you know, what I also want to know from this organization is the graves that they did find. Now, certainly this is an area, as you can see, it's kind of desert scrub area. Is it an area where the cartels might have left victims? Certainly. And maybe that's what they're referring to when they say that they found, I think they
said they found 25 unmarked graves,
graves.
which, I mean, that is crazy in itself. And obviously it doesn't seem like any of these that they found has any evidence that it's Nancy's.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, I've never been to, it's Nogales, right? Nogales, Mexico?
Yeah.
That's apparently where they're searching.
Yeah, very remote area, but you know, this effort is underway. They are still searching right now, and obviously, if there's anything, we will have more information about that. But really, the key is we got to find out if the FBI finds this to be credible.
Hi, I'm Lexi from New York, and I agree. I think once we hear that the FBI is involved, it does make it credible, but also those people seem like they know what they've been doing. So if they have a tip, I think it's a good thing.
It's good they got the tip. The problem is, and I say this from a place of, you know, early on in this investigation, there were a lot of tips and information that were coming into our office. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's legit. And without seeing what they got, it's hard to tell. But you're right. It is good that they are actually acting on it.
You know, Charles,
Daniela,
interesting
put my mic
question.
down for a moment. Right
Yes.
there.
There was a question I wanted to ask. I think is, which you guys pointed out, do you think that any of the tips that are being sent to the FBI, to Pima County Sheriff, or even to this organization in Mexico is being forwarded to Savannah in some way so that she could be aware of what's going on in regards to the search for her mother? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I can't imagine so, right? Because if you're going to give this information to a member of the public, even if it's a member of the public who has been directly affected by what's happened, well, then there's a chance that that tip can go to waste, because if one member of the public has it, then multiple members of the public could have it. And by then, it could be that the body's been moved because word got back to whoever's hidden the body, that they're searching in that area. Who knows? That's my speculation. So, but it's a good question. That is true, Black
what was the
Beauty.
question again?
So, do you think the tips that are being sent to the FBI, to Pima County Sheriff, or even to organizations like this one in Mexico, are somehow being forwarded to Savannah Guthrie at the same time,
No.
just so she's aware of what's
I don't
going
think so.
on? You don't think so?
I think they.
I agree.
I think they send to her anything they find credible.
Any conclusive
Right.
evidence? Yeah.
Even if they don't have answers to it, if they think it's credible, I think they would contact her. But outside of that, I don't think they are, because remember, they're still combing through tips that they got months ago.
Right.
What's up, Daniela? Yeah. No.
Let's see what's next here. So for those of you who are wondering why Spielberg was the one who presented Taylor Swift to the her indictment, or yeah, she was an inductee. If you're wondering why it was Steven Spielberg who did that yesterday, you're going to get your answer very, very soon. I personally am very curious. I don't know why a movie legend would do that for a musician legend. Well, because we're about to go to Taylor Swift.
Oh, you teeing it up?
I'm teeing it up. I'm
Look
like,
at
you're
you,
about
just
to get
put it
the
on the
answer.
tee for me, huh?
Exactly. I'm
right,
telling
way to
them,
go.
guys,
You can tell I
be
don't
very
golf.
aware. We're about to get an answer to a burning question that we've had since last night. I know you probably all lost sleep because of this. Well, don't worry. We will be getting an answer very soon.
Burning question.
A burning question. I'm very curious. I don't know why.
Strong with the hyperbole today.
Yes. It's a talent of mine.
Or yeah. Somber. Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Yeah, they're all making
Well,
fun of
the
me.
way we
because I
should do
said
it, Daniela,
indictment.
is
Stop making fun of me
use
for
the
saying indictment.
B-roll of them talking first.
I
Because
misspoke.
I'm going to make the point of like, this is how that gets clipped out and posted all over social media, and then people start saying she blew him off. Is there even sound to? Yeah. Okay. Right, but I don't want to do that first. I want to make the point that someone clips that out and they post it on social media and they're like, oh, she's blowing him off.
Let's see.
What you don't get the full context is before that
yeah,
conversation.
Brandon, exactly. I'm looking at you because you pull through for me all the time. Whenever I haven't done this much, but you're one of the guys that always stands out. And then you make fun of me for saying the wrong thing. It's cheap.
What did you say?
I said Taylor Swift's indictment.
Induction?
Not induction, right.
Or indictment into the
Indictment
Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Exactly, yeah. It was not my best moment.
3 counts
and
of...
the chat let me hear it.
3 counts of hit making.
Yep. Yep.
Over touring.
Over touring. Soliciting.
And dancing awkwardly at award shows.
Well, that too. I was gonna.
Which is a
something
felony.
more along the lines of what she did with her last album, right?
All right.
Whereas like everyone's just.
Beat it.
Oh, he's kicking me out now.
Oh, yes. Okay. Shortly.
All right. How are you, Charles? Like the red shoes? Like Dorothy. Red
What
shoes,
in the hell?
Dorothy. Yeah. Name somebody else famous that wears red shoes.
I can tell he's got headphones on, otherwise he would have jumped all over that.
Oh, did he call you Dorothy earlier? Did
He
someone already
didn't.
take that?
He didn't, but
Oh. I said that Charles nice red shoes. He looks like Dorothy.
I didn't say you did.
Oh my God.
I just said that you would.
Have
I was
loved
looking
that.
for you to have some smart-ass comment.
Nothing wrong with Dorothy.
Oh, you're gonna.
She's an icon.
All right, here we go. Well, it's not as if Taylor Swift hasn't had a pretty busy week as it is, but she topped it all off with an incredible honor for her career, becoming the youngest woman ever inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame last night in New York City. Quite an honor for her. And when she was inducted, Steven Spielberg was the person to induct her, which seemed very odd. Steven Spielberg, as far as I know, has never written a single song in his life, has done incredible movies. So why is he the person they selected to induct her into the Songwriters Hall of Fame? Well, Taylor explained during her speech.
I want to begin by thanking the person who introduced and inducted me tonight. He thinks that this is the first time he has inducted me into something, but what he may not be taking into consideration is that through his decades of spellbinding storytelling, Steven Spielberg has unknowingly inducted me and countless others into his sacred club of expansive world building. From the time he was a kid, every time he dreamed something up, he wanted to do anything humanly possible. And that kind of limitless creativity isn't just inspiring to burgeoning filmmakers. Because of examples like Steven's, I trusted my imagination, regardless of if it was taking me somewhere new and uncharted. And every time I dreamed something up, I wanted to do everything humanly possible to be able to play it for you.
So that makes sense. She connected the dots there. By the way, I think we got a good taste there of why her speech was roughly 20 minutes long.
Yep.
She had a lot to say, a lot of people to thank. Steven Spielberg obviously inspiring her as a storyteller,
Yep.
which is what she does in her songs, and a fitting honor for her.
Totally. And a lot of family showed up to support her because
As you'd expect, yeah.
Yeah, in the audience, Travis was there along with his dad, Big Ed. His mom, Donna, was there. And then, of course, Taylor's parents, both Scott and Andrea, were there, all hanging out.
I expected her parents to be there.
But
I wasn't
his
so sure about
parents-
Travis because he's been at training camp.
Yep, he wasn't at the Toy Story premiere, and then he wasn't with
At
her
the Knicks game,
recently at the Knicks game. So a lot of people were like, oh, where is he? He's been busy, obviously. He does still have a job of his own.
Right.
But did come out to support her, and I think people were just loving the full family affair because just in a couple weeks, they're all going to be walking down the aisle together and doing, you know, the mom and son dance and all those things. So it was just a really cute, almost like
And he got there like at the last minute, right? I thought everyone was there, and then Travis came in late.
Totally.
Which I'm sure made the fans go crazy.
Of course, of course. By the way, a lot of breadcrumbs coming out of this for the fans. Remember how we did the story, Charles, that people believe, or not even believe, we did the story that a lot of people that got the invite to Taylor's wedding are people that just kind of cross paths with her. Of course, she's going to have like major celebrities there that are her friends. But like people that scored invites are also people that just kind of had small impacts with her and Travis. Steven Spielberg, a lot of Swifties believe he scored an invite to the wedding, and this is kind of like a soft launch that he's going to be there of their friendship. So, yeah, I mean, I guess
would think, look,
only time will tell.
The glowing words she had to say about him in her speech, I would imagine that he probably got an invitation as well. By the way, there was something else that happened during the induction that I think this is a prime example of how people see like 10 seconds and then they repost it on social media and it turns into a whole thing. When she was walking in, she stopped on the red carpet and spoke to Jimmy Jam, who was already in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. I think he was inducted in 2017 or 18, but they had a little conversation, and we're gonna show you the video that was posted online, and then everyone started, and I think these are Taylor's haters, yes, she does have them, who thought, oh, look, she blew off a legend like Jimmy Jam based on this video, but that's not what happened. So that got posted, and everyone said, oh my God, she was so dismissive. I don't want to talk to you. It's not what happened. The full context, which they rarely give you online, they had been talking for about 2 minutes.
Yep. In fact, she actually pointed to him from the red carpet for him to come join and take photos, and they were
photos
hugging.
with her, and Somber was out there also, and they all took photos together. So they spent several minutes together, and then at the very end of it, you hear her say that, and what I'm told by someone who was standing right nearby, what they were talking about was her crazy week that she'd been at the Toy Story 5 premiere, and they talked about the Randy Newman moment, then at the Knicks game, and now tonight, and she was just saying, God, I'm exhausted. I feel like I'm not going to be able to have conversation with people.
Which adds up because she did mention at the event that she was losing her voice from screaming at the Knicks game.
Right.
So that all does make sense.
Exactly. So there's the full context of what happened.
Hi, I'm Jada from Philadelphia, and I want to start off by saying congratulations to Taylor for getting inducted into the Writers Hall of Fame. This is also one of Taylor's best looks. I will say Taylor sometimes appears as though her outfits could be a little bit more age appropriate, and I think she really nailed it on this one. With the whole family affair, it's great to see Taylor and Travis's relationship. I can't wait to see the wedding content, but as a devout Eagles fan, it breaks my heart to know that she is switched over to the Chiefs. So
come on, you're still holding on to that?
I will forever hold on to that. Phillies fan will forever hold on to that.
God, I mean, there's a lot of things you can hold against her, but she's marrying the guy. Come on. I guess she could still remain an Eagles fan. House divided. As long as she could say, look, I'm an Eagles fan unless they're playing the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what kind of fan. Excuse me. I don't know what kind of fan would do that. If you're a real fan,
Oh boy.
you're not gonna do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Although there was
I think
something
I think you get a marriage pass.
that is true. But there is someone on the chat who said that they wouldn't go to Taylor Swift's wedding. I think no way. Like if they got an invitation, they would say no, thank you. I think that's.
I'd be curious
that's
about the
stupid.
spectacle.
I would go
mean,
to any wedding invitation, especially for a celebrity. Are you kidding me? Think of all the people you could meet.
Did you just blanket say you'd go to any wedding you're invited to?
Any celebrity wedding, I would go to. Yeah, absolutely. Huh? How would I? You didn't know that person.
Yeah.
But think of all the people you could
You're
meet.
gonna go and you don't know anybody.
I can't be the only one who thinks this. Yeah. Well, yeah.
This guy walk in with a script. He's like, "Hey,
It's
Mr.
like,
Spielberg,
yeah, exactly. Folded up.
brought
It's
you
like
over a
this
new drink and also my
super
script.
thick
Here you go."
piece.
Jaws 10.
Exactly.
Winner.
It was just like, slip that in your pocket. There you go. Nice to meet you, by the way. And then walk off. Yeah.
No, dude, you gotta have a thumb drive. You can't go and hand him a whole script. You gotta have it
Oh,
like
that's
a
right.
PDF on a thumb drive. And
Exactly.
Like, hey,
Make it
what's going
even
on?
more
and
mysterious.
you just slip it in his pocket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just hey, and I just slap his
Right.
pocket real quick. Like, hey, don't forget that. And then I just walk off. Super mysterious like
And that's
that.
also a battery, and he would call the
That's-
police, and
sure.
you would be.
I would
big
probably
trouble.
get arrested. Wouldn't be great. Yeah, exactly. You guys would be the first to know.
boy.
I'll film my whole arrest. I'm a plant.
What do we have? I don't know. I've never understood in the chat. Do we have a lot of Swifties, or do we have Taylor haters?
It's
Do
a
we just
mixed
have-
bag, I think.
Is it a mix?
It's a mixed bag. I think, look, most people, I think, either like or don't care about Taylor Swift, but don't say anything. And then there are the extremes who will die for Taylor Swift.
So much like
or
politics
who hate
in
Taylor
America,
Swift
you think
more than
most
anything.
people are in the middle
Yeah.
and are
Yeah.
Taylor indifferent?
I think so.
I
Or
think
not
there are a lot of
indifferent, but
numbers
like her,
to back
but,
up
like,
there.
not
Probably
enough.
more.
There's probably more who
love
like
her.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I would say so. I would certainly say so. I'm getting a phone
I think it's
call on my
mostly
thing.
Taylor lovers, Swifties, and people who appreciate smaller group, but large people who appreciate her talent, but they're like take or leave her. It's not a big deal. And then there's a smaller part, which are the haters. They're always going to be
Yeah, I
haters.
can shoot him a text.
A few of them raising their hands in the background. I'm not gonna call you out, Parker, so the Swifties know who to go after. Don't worry about it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we won't show you either. Okay. No, it's not on. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. One super inflammatory thought here. Let me grab a piece of paper over here. I gotta set up. That's what up quick. Kiefer?
No.
Kiefer up? Oh.
Team.
No, I think he would say that that's work. He didn't say what he was working on. Trying to figure how long do you want it to go, like, you want to go down here? I mean, you don't want to go shorter. You definitely don't want to go shorter. Hey. This? Oh, they're taking the name off.
Yeah.
Wow. Taking Trump's name off the Kennedy Center.
Riveting so far.
Yeah, it's not going to be all that exciting.
If not, we can just amend it.
Oh, so that was short-lived.
Kevin Hayes. What is his name? Garagos can wait. All right. Well, the father of Austin Metcalf, who is the young man who was stabbed to death by Carmelo Anthony. As you know, earlier this week, Carmelo was convicted of murder, sentenced to 35 years in prison, and his family has vowed that they are going to appeal this. They've actually filed notice with the court already that they're going to appeal Carmelo's family. But Jeff Metcalf, who is Austin's father, has not been able to speak about this case for more than a year now. There was a gag order that was put in place by the judge, but since the case is over and Carmelo has been sentenced, that has been lifted. And last night, Jeff Metcalf decided he wanted to get a lot of things off his chest. Spoke for about 3 hours. Parts of it were just him talking about Austin and the kind of relationship he had with his son. And a lot of it was an aggressive attack, or he would say rebuttal, to things that have been said about him for the last year. He talked about Carmelo's parents, called them out for their lack of parenting. He talked about other supporters of Carmelo Anthony, accused them of committing crimes themselves. And you're going to hear in the soundbite we're going to play, one of the things he says comes off as incredibly racist. Now, the full context is Jeff Metcalf is saying to Carmelo Anthony supporters that, you guys have been trashing me for a year. I have not been able to respond. I've heard you say things about me. I heard you say that I'm a racist when I have done the exact opposite and said that race was never part of this case. He did say that in court. That is true. But when you hear the things that he said on this live stream, it's very clear that race will now be a part of this case. If it wasn't already, and it has been, this is only going to fan the flames. This is Jeff Metcalf responding to the people who called him a racist.
Let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night, because he's going to have many nights to think about what he did. Oh, there was no black jurors. You know why? Because you can't be unbiased, you dumb. If you answer the question, I can't send a black man to jail because he's black, you're not getting on the jury. You're so unintelligent, you can't even fill out a form correctly. Hey, Kevin Hayes, you liar. Day after it happened, how many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Mr. Squeaky Clean. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest I've ever seen.
Wow. Kevin Hayes, we should say, is a relative of Carmelo Anthony's, who had pointed out in his estimation that Carmelo was only defending himself against a bunch of kids that jumped him, and that those kids had actually stolen some of his belongings, had shattered his phone. And obviously, Jeff Metcalf disagrees with
that position.
With his uncle, with Carmelo's uncle, and
yeah, I think
went there with him.
Yeah, I mean, two things can be true, right? I think you could be grieving your son's death, and you can also
clearly doing that. And
yes, and you could also be saying pretty racist things, which he is saying.
I wanted to, and I watched probably an hour and 15 minutes of his live stream.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, you want to give him a chance, right? And I get he was not able to speak because of the gag order. But to respond, like, for the first thing you're going to say in a year, to be that
racist.
Well, now it is. And listen, he did say in court, he stood up in court during sentencing, during the victim's statement, he said race was not part of this.
Yeah.
And lawyers on both sides had said that earlier during the trial. But when you say that, that is impossible now. He is
making it very clear what's on his mind at the moment. And yes,
by the way, the Watermelon Felon, which is freaking disgusting and awful, he set that up saying, oh, I'm going to make up something so that this is what you guys think of me. That's one thing. But then later, not making up something, he talks about slavery and that why do black people complain about slavery and it's not our fault. Some other people brought you here and sold you to us.
Bringing up stereotypes, bringing up other racist remarks. Yeah, I don't know what he's accomplishing.
He did not help his case at all. For anyone who wants to just look at the facts of this case and try to make a decision based on the facts,
it's a lot harder
he just
to do that.
completely clouded that now.
Yes.
Because it seems like he made himself seem like a racist, and people will take that and say that that's what you taught your kids.
Correct.
And it's a
and
shame.
Now that also, based on that, it brings into questions on what happened the day of and everything. So yeah, I mean, it definitely adds a layer of.
Right, and what he said about there not being black jurors and.
Yes.
Yeah, this case is not calming down, and I think you're going to continue to see protests. Anytime that there's an appeal being heard in the court, there are going to be people protesting outside the court. This is going to go on
for a little bit
more.
Yep.
Hey, my name is Donovan Smith. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, man. And this case has been about racism from the jump. It's been about race. You have a young black man and a young white man in this situation. So people being surprised that they're bringing up race, I don't understand that part. But as far as Jeff Metcalf, I'm a father of 3 sons as well. And if this happened to one of my sons, I would also respond via social media. Now, I wouldn't respond with racism because I'm not racist. But I would respond very angrily and very harsh, especially if I couldn't speak on it for a year. So in that part, I understand it. But as far as the racist remarks, I'm not surprised. It's just the world that we live in.
Yeah, I mean, and I know what you're saying that that you feel like race was a part of this from the start. And I've been looking for this, trying to find testimony where, as far as I know, and correct me if you have other information, that the actual during the incident where Austin and Carmelo are facing off, nobody says there were racial epithets being hurled or anything, correct? But you think it was about race just because Carmelo's black and Austin was white?
And that's just the world that we live in, unfortunately. So it was race from the beginning.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, that one's.
This is a rough.
That one's a tough one.
And I got a text from a friend of mine who lives in that area, and she said the same thing, that everyone there, they all think it's about race, and it's weird that the entire community seems to think it's about race. Black or white people in the community think that race is involved here. And yet, during the trial, nobody ever brought that up.
Right.
Interesting.
It is interesting. And another thing that you and I discussed this morning, which is interesting, is if you looked at the video of Jeff Metcalf going off for that whole hour, in the beginning of it, he's talking about making rational decisions with emotion out of it.
Right.
And then
like,
proceeds
you can't be
to
emotional.
do all emotion.
And you can see him as it goes on getting angrier and angrier and saying more inflammatory.
Right,
His
more
comments got
heinous
more.
things. Right, and so it's like, case in point.
Right.
Nothing. I think he's just angry.
No.
He's just angry.
I wish I knew. Wish I knew what he was trying to accomplish, but it ain't good.
No.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going over to Babs. Sports. World Cup. Uh-oh.
I mean, do we need to do that? Well, about whether we do the topic without the guest. I don't know, like, there's no... I don't mind doing that. The Ethan Slater, I'm kind of like...
Looks like we're going to go over to sports.
We're going over to sports. All right. I prefer, like, even though there isn't a lot to do on Elon, it's slightly more interesting than Ethan Slater being alone. I mean, no offense to Ethan Slater, but yes, the Ariana Ice thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Spinach Slim. I saw the one. Is that? Did you add that to the wanted sign? Wanted, not eating his greens.
What am I watching? Oh, that's guilty as charged.
Dana, and maybe we'll use Marco later.
You plan anything with that lawsuit, Charles?
Yeah,
Hear
we're
about
gonna.
that? Yeah, okay. I want one with your hair, and so we can trade. Yeah.
Well, some really big goings on at the White House this weekend. Maybe the biggest birthday party Donald Trump has ever had. Of course, talking about the UFC event. There's been so much made about the claw, the big octagon and stage and the roof above it, the lighting grid that has been out on the lawn there.
Yeah, it's surreal to see all that on the White House South Lawn, Charles.
So the fight goes down Sunday, June 14th. It is formerly known as Flag Day, but now probably more properly known as the president's birthday. So for his 80th birthday, they have a whole slate of UFC matches going down on Sunday. The big question has been all along, once they started setting up the claw, as people are calling it, what happens if it rains? Because it's June in D.C., it's hot, it's steamy, thunderstorms are just a normal thing. And there are storms actually in the forecast for Sunday.
Right, Sunday night, Charles, I looked at right when the event starts, which would be 8 o'clock Eastern, there was an 80% chance of rain. Obviously, that could change now in these days here, but
weather changes on the East Coast.
Right.
Not like what we have out here. So what will they do? Well, our TMZ DC crew got the man who would know, Dana White, on what are their plans for weather.
I'm excited about the fights in a couple nights.
Me too. I'll be even more excited if the weather holds up.
What are you going to do if it rains?
We're going to have fights.
You're going to fight
Nothing's
during
going to stop this. It can snow. Anything can happen.
What about a bee infestation?
That's great. We're going.
We're going.
To the bee infestation.
All right. Cheers, mate. See you there.
Why does Charlie like a month ago, he said to me, he's like, what if they have a bee infestation? What bee infestation?
We're not in Australia, Charlie.
Yeah.
Although it did make me think, not to get, because we were Yankees fans, but with Jabba Chamberlain and the bugs. Remember
yes,
that?
When he had the bugs? Yeah. Look, there's not going to be snow, and there's not going to be a bee infestation.
Here's what I'll say, Charles. I know what Dana's saying, and I think it's wishful thinking, but if there's lightning, they're stopping the fights. You can't.
You can't do it in lightning.
Hurt.
If it's just raining, I have a feeling that they will look at it as it's just going to make for a more. It's going to be a better show.
Yes. It's like
the
Prince and Purple Rain in the rain.
The question, exactly. The question is, but what does the president? Where the president's sitting has to be very well covered, right?
Well, I don't know if he wants that hair getting wet.
Exactly.
That wind blowing. I mean, it could be a scene.
Wouldn't that be a thing for his 80th birthday? By the way, there was a lawsuit that had been filed trying to shut this down.
Right. Two Virginia residents had asked for a restraining order. A bunch of arguments they made. They basically said that the claw was ugly, and because of that the event should be.
Well, I think they were saying that it was stopping people from getting to other.
Yeah, and that the president was enriching himself, and his friends were enriching. A bunch of claims. Bottom line is the D.C. District judge said no. There's no real harm here to you. No restraining order will be granted. The lawsuit still exists, though, but it's going to happen on Sunday. The fights are going off as scheduled.
Yeah, when they run into court on Monday,
who cares?
Too late, too little, too late. And just to see how, as an example of how important the administration is viewing this event, this is what the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, had to say about it.
I want to make a couple points. People may ask, well, why UFC? We had this deal with the NFL too, but why UFC? So I have a couple reasons why that I think is very powerful. Here's the first. The first is America, and the ideal behind America is the impossible. That someone tells you can't do that, or that's never going to happen. The whole idea of America is audacious, and that's the foundation. But then beyond that, everything we've done since then as a nation, time and again, how can you achieve some of the things? We're going to put a man on the moon. When President Kennedy announced that we were going to put a man on the moon and return him safely to the earth, no one thought that was possible, and we did it. We are a nation founded on doing what no one else dared to do and no one else aspired to do. And at some level, that's what this whole company, what UFC has been.
Okay, that was great praise for the UFC. Right. I'm sure Dana White appreciates it. But to compare this UFC
Freedom
event
250, one
to
small
the
step
moon
for
landing,
man, one enormous leap for mankind.
Okay, that takes the record for hyperbole.
Yeah, I'm Andrew. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. And I feel that with Marco Rubio comparing this whole UFC thing to the moon landing, it's like Terry Cruz's version of idiocracy, of how America's going to be so great, even though we've been pouring Gatorade on top of our plants for like the last year and a half. It's so idiocracy coded. It's so funny. And hearing Dana White talk about how rain, sleet, shine, or snow, we're going to be out there mud wrestling on the White House lawn is extremely laughable.
Well, mud wrestling, that would be interesting if they actually just did it out on the lawn and made it mud wrestling instead of being in a covered octagon. Why, stranger things have happened. It could happen. Screw it. We're going to do it out in the rain.
I think that's going to be awesome.
I think it will make a great visual.
Imagine a fight in the rain.
It would make a great visual.
I almost think they should keep going if there is lightning.
No,
that just makes it even cooler.
No, you can't do that. This guy is like, yeah, screw him. Let him
Yeah, whatever.
get shocked to death.
They're trained for this.
For lightning strikes?
For lightning strikes, yeah. You got to be ready for anything. I'm the host.
He's hosting today.
As in, I'm a weird stage manager, or? Oh, well, there's Charlie dissing me, and now I'm all self-conscious in front of you guys, and it's all right. It's all right.
No. So what do we have? What content do we have left? Because maybe something else makes a better D1. Like
Brennan, I'm taking a.
No, I agree with you. Of the topics, I think Nick is probably, and I hear you on Ariana, except that we just came out of Trump in the White House. UFC. Yeah.
I'll jazz this up, man. Just let me scat.
Oh,
let me scat a little bit, okay?
This is what I got to deal with.
Skibbity bop, bop, bop.
Hope you're enjoying your vacation, Harvey. Son of a... God. Deal with this guy, Tanny.
Remember when Charlie Neff thought that Beethoven was blind and deaf? She thought Beethoven was Helen Keller?
That's pretty low on the list.
I don't know. You love Thanksgiving. That's your favorite, but...
Thanksgiving is the greatest.
But it's not a fixed holiday. I'm with her. It's a floating holiday. It's the 4th November. It's the 4th November.
But the question was, what day does Thanksgiving fall on this year? That was her question.
Yeah. If the answer is Thursday, it's not a good question.
The answer is Thursday.
It's always on a Thursday, but it's not the same. It's not the same calendar number day.
She wasn't asking for the date.
Yeah.
She was asking for the day of the week.
Yeah, the day of the week is solid. That one's consistent. I just saw the back of her
I
head.
marked his down.
Yeah, no, he's got a ledger as well.
How birds mate.
How chickens in particular reproduce.
Yes.
Because they say that a rooster covers the eggs. So they lay the egg, and I didn't know if that meant the rooster then just put their stuff on top of the egg.
What stuff?
You know, their stuff to make the baby chicken.
He thought that roosters
But really, they do
ejaculate on the egg that's already laid.
Have you ever seen roosters doing it? Like in a chicken? No, exactly. It's weird.
I don't really
think
birds.
About
That's not.
animals doing it on YouTube.
I never thought I heard you say roosters ejaculate.
Have you ever seen it though? You don't see it that often. Sorry.
We have 30 minutes left.
Oh, this guy now.
This guy is afraid of Garagos.
No,
That's
I'm
what's
not.
really
Well,
going on.
I'm more afraid of what
He's not
Garagos
involved.
does.
I don't like your style, man. Bring in your twin. All right.
Oh, he has less style than I do.
Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah. I think South Korea is the best looking team so far.
I think they looked good.
They looked really good.
Czechia set pieces were pretty cool though.
That's all they knew how
That's
to
all
do.
they do.
It's disgusting.
All right.
They're
Here
like,
we go.
guys, we just need a throw in. I'm like, really?
Welcome back to TMZ Live. After all of that. Welcome back to TMZ Live. It looks like Nick Reiner will have a new attorney soon because it looks like he's going to get that money from the trust fund that he had asked the court to advance this money to him. Says it's his money that his parents had left in a trust for him, a trust that was not connected. This is not inheritance in the means of when they die, he's supposed to get this money, which initially made everybody feel like, if he allegedly killed them, how can he get that money? This was a trust that was set up where Nick Reiner would get the money when he turned 30, and then another amount when he's 35 is the schedule. And for some reason, he didn't get the money when he's 30. But now there's an indication from the trustee that they are willing to forward this money to Nick Reiner. And he said the reason he wants that money is so that he can hire Alan Jackson, rehire Alan Jackson as his attorney.
Yeah, he apparently no longer wants this public defender defending him. He wants a high-powered defense attorney like Alan Jackson to step into his case. There's been indications that he's, not guilty by reason of insanity, but that's still a difficult case to prove up and end up in that result, if that's what he ends up doing. So this will release the money. The trustee, it sounds like, is saying the terms are the terms, and he filed these documents saying you don't really have discretion to whether to release me the money.
Said, right.
Nick said, at 30, I was supposed to fall into this amount of money. At 35, it's a little different. There are some strings attached. He's not 35 yet, but at 30, he should have a pot of money that he should be able to use how he sees fit.
So does the trustee, who is a friend of the family, is that my indication?
It seems like, yeah, someone who is associated in some way with
Did she explain why Nick did not get the money when he was 30?
I don't think we got into sort of why he didn't get it at 30, but speculation is that he maybe lived with his parents at that point in time and didn't need the pot of cash. He was sort of under their roof anyway. Right. There's no reason to make the formal exchange of money or the transfer of money to him. But now that he's locked up, his parents are dead, he does need the money for a lawyer. So, and he is entitled to it under the trust.
So the trustee has said, this is, I'm not gonna stand in the way of this.
At least, it sounds like, at least with respect to the money that he should have gotten at 30. With 35 and how the terms of that sort of pan out.
And he's 32
I think
now,
he's 32.
32, yeah.
So there is other money that he will be entitled to that comes out under the trust when he's 35, but that initial pot of money they should have gotten, it seems like the trustee is saying, yeah, that's what the trust says. They have some discretion around the margins, but not a tremendous amount.
My name is Hey Brucey on TikTok. I'm calling in from Los Angeles, and this is a really devastating story. I mean, the only thing that's crazier than the way that we lost Rob and Michelle Reiner, to me, is the fact that their son is using their money in his murder defense. And I want to be clear, if this was me, I am not Casper the Friendly Ghost. I am haunting you like The Conjuring. You will not eat, you will not sleep. You're not going to find peace in a corner of this world because, honestly, The Grudge has nothing on a black man with a bone to pick. So.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying about that. And again, this money was money that they had intended for him to get when he was 30. We don't yet understand why he's not getting it. By the way, about the amount of money, we haven't mentioned that. The amount of money in the fund completely is a very large sum.
I think that's a big sum. I think it's around $1.5 million, that first tranche of money. I think that's what.
That's what he would get when. That's what he was supposed to get when he turned 30.
Ryan, do you remember the amount of money in the fund? I don't.
The total in
remember
the fund was
exact
about $1.5 million. We don't know exactly how much he will get from this first release, but it's a lot of money. And by the way, he's going to need a lot of money for this case.
Alan Jackson is not cheap.
But as Alan Jackson said to us, it's not just his fees, it's the experts and all the tests and things that he's going to need to put on this defense.
That's absolutely right.
All right. Yeah, I think it was $1.5 million. Please. Please.
Next one's interesting. Carrie Coon.
I didn't. I mean, Jonah told me what it's about. What's the Hollywood Reporter? There's only been 3 seasons, right? Seems like it was more.
It does seem like it was more.
And Avengers Endgame somehow.
Oh, that's why you
That's
were
what I don't
asking
understand.
me.
Right.
I see.
Or a character I never knew existed.
Yeah, a character who really has no consequence.
Maybe they cut the character out.
Did they cut her out?
Proxima Midnight.
Yeah. She's one of Thanos' goons.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right, actress Carrie Coon is speaking about something that is the opposite of what we've all heard about White Lotus. Not only heard about White Lotus, but seen. That there are a lot of actors who are early in their careers and they get a big boost from being on White Lotus. 3 seasons that have gone by. You've seen a lot of people, including Sydney Sweeney, get a boost in their careers. But Carrie Coon says she did not get that. This is what she said to during the Hollywood Reporter's Actors Roundtable.
And as far as like what the White Lotus does for careers, there were a lot of think pieces written about the show and about the women, and maybe people started watching Gilded Age and brought some attention to that show, and we got more fans, blah, 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 yada, yada. I haven't seen the material results of that yet. I think I'm like top of the B list now. And so I'm probably like, instead of like the 7th person you come to, I'm like 4th. I'm like 4th.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, I still have to fight. Like, I'm gonna have to fight for big movies and stuff still.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm still getting, what am I getting? I'm getting unfinanced indie scripts. That's what I'm getting. And it's probable that if the Gilded Age were to go away, I would probably get another television job. That's probable because of my career, right? But like, it's not like for me, I haven't like leveled up in the way that you think of when you think of like what you're going through.
That is odd. We don't normally, I'm sure there are a lot of actors who feel that way.
Yeah.
They don't typically, they're not usually that open about it.
That's true. And I mean, also, I think no one really understands the exclusivity of being an A-list actor. Like, everyone thinks they're a much bigger pool because you hear about them so much. But A-list actors are really hard to come by.
So your point being, it is an upper echelon that not every actor should think that they're going to, just because you don't make it to A-list doesn't mean you don't have a successful. Carrie Coon has a very successful career.
Absolutely.
And even she would admit that.
I mean, she's made appearances in some of the biggest TV shows and movies in the world, like in the world. So, and that's nothing to laugh at. But Yeah, I mean, there's a reason. The A-list actors are the faces of those franchises, and they're few and far between.
So you're basically saying,
What?
shut up and act?
No! That is not what I'm saying.
Hi, I'm Carmen from Chicago, and I can definitely feel for Carrie because these days it seems like Hollywood is casting the same 5 people over and over again and everything, even though the audiences definitely want new faces. But I also agree that being a big blockbuster actor isn't the only version of success. Like, there are definitely just spaces for these cult favorite actors, and maybe that's where Carrie fits in, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, Carrie's had an incredible career. I don't think anyone would even call it like that she's in cult classics. She's been in very big productions that people love and watch. But obviously she's not getting what she thought it was going to be. But maybe it's hard when you're the actor to understand what you're thinking is not always the same as what the audience is thinking. I think the audience thinks Carrie Coon is very successful. So hopefully get on the same page, the audience and Carrie.
Hopefully. We're in a transitional phase.
Yeah, we can do that.
What's our next topic?
We could do.
Oh.
Yeah, do Beckham.
It's the Ariana Grande stuff now. It's what we opened our conversation with.
A huge what? Really?
Aiden, I don't know if is Aiden even here. If Aiden is here, I will let you know that you guys are really talking a lot about him on the chat and that he's missed by you guys. I mean, he'll be very flattered. I know he tries very hard for you guys. He loves you guys.
There's a wait list. Don't worry about it.
So I think he'll be very happy to hear that you guys are thinking about him.
Wow. Wow, Brendan.
I don't drink coffee, The Wander. I don't. And the reason is, I'm too wired afterward. And I don't like that, because then when the coffee wears out,
there you go.
Start to
Babcock,
tremor.
is that you? No, I play it.
What's Babcock doing?
That's the new playoffs anthem.
Playoffs anthem?
Triumph.
Oh. Oh. You guys are already... I sure hope you don't throw the 3-1 lead. That would be very embarrassing.
Oh, it's Staten Island.
I think that would single-handedly bring down the franchise.
I met Ray Fun in Wawa in North Brunswick when I was a little
Staten
kid.
Island's single greatest contribution to New York City culture. The Wu-Tang Clan. Which song is it they use? Bye-bye?
And the man said Nixon 5.
Canada and Bosnia are playing right now. That's true.
Oh, boy.
That's true.
You guys just bye. But the title is just bye. Okay. You guys excited for World Cup?
They better be.
Stop pressuring people.
They better be.
That's rude.
They better be.
That's rude.
The United States hasn't hosted the World Cup in
94.
94. What is that? 30 years? Almost 30 years. Almost 30 years. So be excited.
I remember covering that. God, I've been around a long time. Old. All right, here we go. Ariana Grande. Well, Ariana Grande's got some big beef with the Trump administration, specifically ICE, because her music wound up as the soundtrack to one of their promotional online videos. safe to say that is not the kind of promotion that Ariana was looking for her tour, which she just launched, and her new album, which is coming out. But she definitely does not want ICE using her song, that song "Bye" from her last album. But
This has happened before with other artists.
it
too.
happens all the time, and I don't think it's by accident. But she had some strong words for the White House, which was stop using my music immediately. And she said, please don't ever use my music in relation to this barbaric, inhumane, heinous nonsense. Blank ICE.
And the White House actually responded, and they're basically like standing by it. The video's still up. They're responding using her same language. They're saying that what's actually barbaric and inhumane and heinous are the criminal illegal aliens who have injured and murdered innocent American citizens. So
right, that kind of has been their response
They've
every
said-
time an artist complains about this.
Right.
It's interesting that it's still up, that they are not taking it down. They're probably legally using it, that they're paying the publishing company, whether it's ASCAP or BMI. Oh, the audio is off? Oh, so the video's up, they've taken the audio off of it now. So there it goes. When the songwriter, regardless of the publisher, there's a publishing company that they will pay to use the music. But if the songwriter says, I don't want you to use it, well, then you have to stop. And I think they know exactly what they're doing. It gets more attention for it. It's like they're drawing the artist out to make that comment because it draws more attention to whatever video that they've put up. And they know that Ariana Grande is against ICE. What was the award show she went in where everyone was wearing the pins that said bleep ICE, ICE out. She wore it to the Golden Globes, I think it was. And so they certainly know what her stance is. And I think that's why they use the music.
Assuming they are also thinking she's not going to sue them if they're paying for the rights
They know
to
that
play
she
the
can't
song.
sue them, and she's not going to go through the expense of that. She's going to make a statement. They're going to make a statement. The video
It
gets
blows
more
it up even
attention.
more, yeah.
This is, I won't say it's 3D chess. All chess is 3D. It's definitely not 4D chess, but yeah, they're doing
They know what
this
they're
on
doing.
purpose.
Hi, my name is Alexandria. I'm from the DMV area, and I'm honestly not surprised that Ariana was pissed off over this. This is very on brand for her. I mean, she even celebrated during her Sweetener documentary that Trump got impeached. So she's never been a fan of the administration, has never had a problem speaking out against them. This is completely on brand and consistent for her. And yeah, I think she's absolutely right.
Do you think they're doing it on purpose?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it brings attention because one of the top things I saw on Twitter last night was Ariana Grande's pissed off over her music being. This is absolutely just to gain more attention because they've done it with, I think, Taylor Swift, maybe Olivia Rodrigo. I know a few other artists, but not all of them speak out. Taylor Swift didn't say anything. Olivia Rodrigo did. Either way, it brings in conversation and controversy and gets people talking about it.
They've been doing this since the first Trump administration.
Mhm.
So a bumper, you got your 4.
We're cutting it pretty close for Garagos' timeline, you know.
Can't believe I'm having to rush now for Garagos, who, by the way, when last we heard from our good friend Mark Garagos, he stood us up as a guest on this show.
Yeah.
Said
that
he was
sounds like
coming
it.
on, and just ghosted us, didn't pick up the phone.
Yeah, that sounds like
And
it.
like an hour later was like, oh, did I miss it? And now I have to rush so he can, boy, I tell you.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah. That's right.
You know what? I might
That's
just go
right,
a little
Charles.
over.
You got to be the
I might
big
just
man.
flex a little bit on him.
You-
Just go a little over and see.
oh,
What's he going to do?
You're gonna
Is he
get
not do the podcast?
That's true.
Actually, he won't. Actually, he won't. Yeah.
1 minute over, he's like, well, can't have dinner now.
Like, oh, sorry, did I miss your window?
Going over there?
It's a problem. Where do you want to go?
You tell me. You
No,
tell me.
I want you to be comfortable, Jason. That's what's important.
Here we go.
Divas I got to work with. God. Just get over there.
Devin's big old head's in the way. I can't
I don't know what we're doing. Mm. No, I think this is. No, I like that. Yeah, that's fine. She's not gonna give a shit. By the way, do we know how much? Turns out this is a pretty momentous day. How long has it been now that we've been talking about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's legal war? It is a year and a half, almost exactly. And now it is finally over. It is, well, it's mostly over.
It's mostly over.
Because the last thing that was remaining was that Blake was going after Justin for damages based on a California law that allowed her to go after him because he had basically publicly questioned someone who was accusing him of sexual harassment in the workplace, which you can't do.
She and Justin entered the settlement agreement a while back, which allowed her to seek these damages. It's punitive damages and attorney's fees. The judge today came down and said, you're not going to be, no punitive damages, but you are still going to be entitled to your attorney's fees. And I got to tell you, we don't know the number. It's going to be in the multiple millions and millions of dollars.
Yes, because it's been going on for so long, and there have been,
Yeah.
I don't know how many thousands of pages of documents that they've.
If it's not over 10 million, I'm surprised, honestly. And not only that,
but that's interesting. So she's going to go so she'll get some legal fees.
Yeah.
But not getting the punitive damages seems like the bigger, like that would have been the bigger number. And I know that sounds weird when the legal fees
and
are.
she doesn't get any of the legal fees, right? Except it's going to reimburse her for what she's already paid out in legal fees. So she does get that. But courts never give 100%. She's going to submit all of her legal bills for the last however long this is going on, year and a half. She's going to submit all of her legal bills and say, I want 100%. Courts never, I've never seen it that they give 100%.
Pay all of it.
Never. So they'll chop it down by 20, 30, 40%, and that's the bill that Justin will be stuck with.
So better than nothing, but not a big victory for her.
She still financially is out of pocket for a lot of damage, a lot of costs.
So at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, who would you say the winner is?
Two losers. The lawyers are the winners. That's who
the lawyers are definitely the winners.
The parties both lost. They've suffered reputationally and paid a huge amount of money to lawyers, and Justin's going to have to pay even more.
Hey, Dane Drebin with Gig Harbor, Washington. I got to agree with him. There are no winners in this. I feel like we've been living through this legal battle for our entire adult lives. Eventually, for your own sanity, you just got to move on. I mean, what money is worth just dealing with this all the time, right?
You would think that at this point, and the fact that she's not going to end up getting any damages at any point for anything in this case, I think Justin would say that makes him the winner. But again, as Jason pointed out, he's got to pay a lot of legal fees, and nobody's reimbursing that for him. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hello, hi, my name is Henry. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and Taylor Swift's appearance at the Songwriters Hall of Fame last night was absolutely amazing. It was so sweet. You could tell that her spirit was really there. She was the youngest person ever inducted into the thing. And whether you're a fan of Taylor Swift or not, you have to admit that she has like a huge impact on songwriters all around the world right now. And, you know, seeing her grow has just been absolutely inspiring for me as well.
Yeah, that's the truth. If you don't love her music, you have to respect the catalog and the success she's had. Obviously, there are people millions and millions of people, we saw them all on the tour for 2 years, who love her and are inspired by her music. So, you know, it's weird to think about this because she is so young, but 15, 20 years from now, there'll be people getting inducted, and she will be the person that they want to induct them because she inspired them. It's this whole circle of life that happens when you get old. One more.
I'm Kayla Sproul from Philadelphia. I think seeing Ariana Grande stand up to this administration was definitely empowering. I can't imagine how it feels as an artist to create music that's reflective of your own personal experience and have it twisted and manipulated in this way. And in a time where it's easier to just stay silent, I'm really glad that she was able to speak up.
Yeah, I mean, what has to happen, the artist has to say it for them to take it down. But again, it does get the administration more publicity, so it is a double-edged sword. All right. And
G for Garagos.
this guy, man.
It all falls
This
into
guy.
place. It all falls into place. Guys, we're getting close to the weekend. We're getting close to the weekend, Charles.
And you know what that means.
The Knicks are going to win the title.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about World Cup.
Oh, well, the World Cup.
No, we're not
as
going to talk about World Cup. We're going to talk about the Knicks.
We are going to talk about it. Who cares about the World Cup until Tuesday? Tuesday is when it's important.
Why? Who plays on Tuesday?
Guess.
Mexico plays again?
Argentina plays
Mexico?
on Tuesday. No. Argentina plays on Tuesday. Do watch that. Support the, you know which team to support. I mean, you know which team to support. Argentina, Algeria.
This guy.
In Kansas City. In Kansas City
Yeah.
Stadium. Because they're not allowed to give advertisements for free. So Kansas City Stadium. You know the one.
Okay. How many athletes are there on the Walk of Fame?
That's
Are there a
That's
lot of
right,
athletes
in Inglewood Stadium, correct. Yeah, actually, they might go even broader and just say LA Stadium. Los Angeles Stadium is featuring the United States' World Cup opener against Paraguay, who I am rooting for in that game, unfortunately, for you guys.
So you said you're going to add the. Okay.
Miss
How long
Mo-
are we?
Miss Mo and Black Beauty say have a good weekend.
Thank you very much. Same to you.
Krista
Gonna be an
Helicopter
interesting,
007. That's a cool name. What are you saying? Come on.
Interesting
What's
weekend.
going on? What's going on? What do you need me to do? What do you want me to do for you? I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. Messi on the Argentina team. Messi is still on the Argentina team. He is not retired. This will probably be his last World Cup. You got a what? You got a pickup? Oh, you got a pickup. He's got a pickup. It's not really in my control.
All right.
You ready? Okay.
Exit stage left. Yeah, because he'll just stay there. Well, the FIFA World Cup is underway, started officially in Mexico yesterday, but Team USA has their first game this evening, and I think that's probably exactly why the timing was right to give David Beckham, I know he's a British soccer star, but he played here in LA, so he got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today, and his good buddy, Tom Cruise, was there. Say a few words about David's accomplishments. All right. Oh, we're not going to do Assad at all. All right. Yeah, so Tom Cruise spoke about him. Obviously, Victoria was there. No family reunion for those thinking that maybe his sons would have come back together. That it just not going to happen. Romeo and Cruz haven't made up, and their parents have not been with Romeo. So, Brooklyn. I forgot. I knew I was going to get the wrong son. Yeah. Victoria was there, of course, but no Brooklyn Beckham. If anyone thought there was going to be a big family reunion for this, did not happen. But, you know, good for David Beckham. Great honor. Well, long overdue. By the way, lots of athletes, more than 20 athletes, have their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Didn't realize that. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Is Pele?
Okay.
Wow.
We got to cut it off, right?
No, we can make Beckham. We can make Garagos wait a little
We can
bit.
certainly make Beckham wait.
We can make Beckham
I have
wait.
no problem making
Garagos can wait.
Beckham wait
He'll be
either.
fine. Have a great weekend, everybody. We do have to go because got to keep the trains rolling here. But yeah, have a great weekend. Enjoy the World Cup if that's what you want to watch. If you're a Knicks fan, I love you.
If you're a Spurs fan, not so much.
Have a great game. You know what?
Best of luck.
May the best team win.
Yes.
Go Knicks.